At this point, nothing is surprising, but everything is shocking.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is shocking and alarming, mind-blowing. Pick your adjective or cliche, but it's not surprising because he's a fascist, and the entire administration are fascists. They all are fascists. They
Yep.
know that. That's who he wanted in there. He didn't want what he had last time, which were people with careers, knowledge, education, skill sets, dignity, integrity, some idea of what the Constitution represents. He didn't want any of those people. So what he has
Yep.
this time are fascists. So he has no problem enacting things like what you just described um, with a private company to essentially control what they say. And make no mistake about it, he is trying to control what they say. He got a lever over these guys, and this is his way of, hey, you want $1 billion merger? I have to approve everything you say.
But one of the weird things that I can't wrap my head around is they're making all these changes, but then these changes are going to be in place for a Democrat president when a Democrat takes place. So are they okay with a Democrat leading the conversation between the news media and the public, right? Are they
Yeah.
okay with a lot of these changes that they're making internally? Would they be okay with a Democrat having all that power? I don't think so. And that's why it's very worrisome to me that they are not going to fucking give up power very fucking easily.
No. Okay, a couple things there. Firstly, what is the purpose of the news media? Well, it used to be, Chris, Mark, and everybody else at home, used to be the news media was there to act as a check against the government. That's it. The government, not anybody else. The news media go back hundreds of years to the first newspapers, especially the first newspapers in America, a check against the government. The fourth estate is what it was called. Okay. And it needs to have impartiality, and their rights are contained within our Constitution. And now what you have in this instance sounds to me, if everything you're saying is accurate, sounds to me like we have state-sponsored media, which is what you get in China, North Korea, Russia, Iran, Cuba, all the usual suspects, Venezuela, where you do not get the truth from the government. You get propaganda, you get psychological operations 24/7 served up to you in your inbox, on your television, in your newspaper, all day, every day. So this is the first step towards that. Everything they are doing is to condition us towards living in a fascist state.
I would
What?
argue that they've already done some of that stuff. I
Oh,
mean,
they
talking about the press
100%.
pool, the White House press pool,
Yes.
where they handpick the
Sycophants.
press, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and then these lawsuits, these huge lawsuits against these news agencies that they got
Hmm.
to pay out millions and millions of dollars. And that's going to scare them to ever talk against the administration
Oh,
when
yeah. Yeah.
when they got to answer in a boardroom why their P&L just went down $16 million.
Yeah.
So
You're right, Mark. I mean, that's what's going on here, because the news media is no longer about reporting the facts and reporting the truth and holding people accountable, holding, speaking truth to power, to use that expression. It's about making money, and that's the only thing it's about. And these people don't care, and they're willing to sacrifice all their integrity, the integrity of all of their employees, all the reporters, journalists, and everyone else that works at these networks or for the newspapers, whatever that particular media is, and they just want money, and they're going to do whatever it takes to get that money. And even if that means paying out to Trump so that they can be assured of their revenues in the long run, that's all this is. Everything is a shakedown right now. What you are seeing in real time is a government extortion racket
the
all day, every
mafia.
day. That's what how he's operating. Intel. He's telling them, fire the CEO, and if you don't, maybe bad things happen to you. And then what do they do? Oh, instead, here's 10% of the business.
And then he brags about it.
Listen, man, we could go on another story with that because it's just simply fucking outrageous.